Okay, there it is. This happens every once in a while. My sound does not come on. So, as I was saying, this is just a spur of the moment. I think I'll do a live. Hi, Tori and Robin. Hello. I was going to record a stitch with me, but hubby left about 2 hours ago to go to his hunting camp for the weekend and have a work weekend. So I'm by myself for the weekend. So I thought, hey, what better time to have a live stream than while he's away? And that way I don't have to worry about how long I stay on. Hey, Joyce, hello. I don't have to worry about how long I stay on because it's just me and the cats. So, yeah. So I thought, well, we'll just come on and stitch. You will keep me company. We'll see, Joyce, that's exactly what I thought. You guys will keep me company. And I thought, you know what? This is, oh my goodness, Mirren and Shannon and Joyce and Robin. Wow, we're getting a bunch of people already. This is a good time of day to catch up with my overseas friends, because usually my live streams are at a more convenient time for my friends in the USA, and you guys across the pond oftentimes miss out a little bit, or it's extremely late. So this should be, at least I know in the Netherlands, I believe, and United Kingdom, it's probably, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, around 5 o'clock, something like that, maybe 6, something like that. So I thought, oh, well, it's a good time to catch up with all of you. So I didn't have anything really special to talk about. I just figured I'd sit and stitch a while and we chat about whatever comes to mind, whatever that might be. So you guys have to help me out and give me some suggestions what to talk about. But what I'm going to stitch on today is God Shed His Grace. It's 6:53 in France. Okay. See, so this was a good time. Usually when I stream, I do it later in the day, like my evening time. And then you guys are ready to go to bed. 7 o'clock in the Netherlands, 6 in the UK. Mirren, it's nearly 1 a.m. there. Oh my goodness. Silja, hello. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you on for such a long time. Oh, Robin, as I said, I need company. Why record a stitch with me when I can come on and do it live? And I can stay on for well, as long as I want. I may have to take some nature calls in between, depending on how long we're here. But yeah, I plan on having a stitching, well, I plan on stitching a long time, put it that way. And you guys can keep me company. And I'll try and actually get some stitches in. Not everybody. Joyce says hello to everybody. Celia, you've been diamond painting. Ah, you've been cheating on your cross stitch. Oh, that's okay. You know what? It's all about doing what you enjoy. That's all it is. All about that. If diamond painting is calling to you and not cross stitch, well, guess what? Then you diamond paint. When your cross stitch calls you, and it probably will again, then you come back to cross stitching. But either way, you still better come to my live. Or at least keep in touch. I'm going to switch my screen so that you can see my stitching. Oh, let me turn the music off. There we go. There we go. Well, hello, Julia. This will brighten your day up at work. I hope so. Well, you know what? I just said to my husband yesterday again, why is it that now we're both retired, obviously, but why is it when we worked, the day took forever? Or it felt like the day took forever. Like you ended up being a clock watcher. And not that I wasn't always busy, because my job kept me mighty busy. But you look at the clock and it's only 20 minutes later than when you looked at it the last time. And you go, oh my God, is this day never going to be over? Please, 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 is this day never going to be over? And now I look at the clock I'm trying to be faithful in marking as I go here. And it's 3 hours later. And it's like, no, wait a minute. Where did the time go? Where did the week go? It just blows my mind that we often joke because Friday is the day that the township comes around to pick up the trash. Well, no, it's not the township. It's our company that we pay to pick up the trash. And they come around on a Friday. So every Thursday, we go around, we collect all the stuff that needs to be put out. And we're always joking and saying, oh, Lordy, didn't we just do this yesterday? No, it was a week ago, but it felt like it was just yesterday. Oh, okay, Alicia. Adventures of Stitching, you're Alicia? And oh, I can't say her name. I know her videos. Neolocus? Brandy, hello. So welcome, you guys. Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad you're here. This is turning out pretty well for a spur of the moment. I think I'll just go live instead of record a stitch with me, because actually this will record and be up. Alicia, yes. Okay. Do you know what? I should start a list of names because I can never remember. I have a hard time remembering. I can remember your title, like Adventures of Stitching, but will I remember next week that your name is Alicia? Maybe not. So you'll have to please excuse me for that. And Tori's still here. And Tori, that little invention of those clamps to hold the scroll rod on the table worked tremendously wonderful. However, I'm in a hoop today and I'm on my Patoki stand. my Patoki little table stand is what I want today. However, for those of you that have been around for a while and know my saga of my the saga of my Patoki floor stand, I think what happened was the clamp on that got extremely, I gotta make this, there we go, got extremely loose. And what I had to do, I might as well have not been using a stand, because I had to hold it in place with one hand while I stitched with the other hand, because if I didn't, it kept flopping front. It was that loose. So after several conversations, I ended up sending the clamp back to be, well, they actually upgraded it. So I sent it back. Let me think. I sent it back the end of March is when I put it in the mail. It got there a month later, around the 20th of April. Today is what, the 2nd of June? And I just got notice on Monday that it will be shipping, and they wanted to confirm my address. So I'm thinking it will be another month until it actually shows up, and I can have my stand back or I can use my stand again, because I really did like it. Yes, Alicia, stands are supposed to make it easier, and I really do like the stand. And what I ended up saying to them was, the way the clamp was, it was that loose. The stand was unusable. And for the price I paid for that stand, that's not acceptable. Because you guys that have looked up Patoki and their stands and all of that know that that floor stand is not cheap. Not in the very, very least is it cheap. There we go. Truth be told, the stand itself costs just shy of $1,000. Therefore, to have a stand that was not functioning in the manner that it should function was not acceptable. So hopefully it's repaired. And I did not get the confirming email with the tracking yet. But hopefully I will have that soon, I'm hoping. Because I want my stand back. I want to use it. I didn't pay all that money to not use it. Now, the only thing about that is it does not work with scroll frames. It only works with hoops, or you can put a Q-snap on it. But it does not work with a scroll frame. So, hence the reason. What did I just do here? What did I just do here? 1, 2. I'm not worrying about it, it's grass. Anyway, that's my Patoki story. So hopefully it's on its way back to me, and I will be able to use it again with any amount of luck. I did a stitch right there that I don't know what was it. Let's see what I stitched wrong. Oh, well, guess what? It's staying the way it is. I'm not switching it. Hence, I do cheat. I'll fess up. Ooh. Brandy, you got your first stamp cross stitch. A huge silk piece with 2 peacocks. Oh. You have a new puppy. Oh, how sweet is that? But you can't stitch on your Heaven and Earth designs. Oh. He likes to get into too much trouble. Well, fortunately at the moment, my kitty cats are sleeping because they like to get into trouble when I'm either recording or streaming. Odie is down here in the cat bed. Remy is over by the window in the sink part of the dry sink, which is where he loves to sleep, which is fine because really there's nothing on it anyway, and he can sleep there. I don't care. I have a cushion in there and everything for him. Yeah. So they're both sleeping at the moment. However, this will probably not last long because when I'm either recording or live, Remy likes to get himself up here on the table, which is how I have everything set up on a table. And he then tries to walk all over my keyboard, sits in smack dab in front of my computer screen, and I can't see a darn thing. And then he just sits there and looks at me like, why are you getting so upset with me, Mom? I'm just wanting you to love me a little. Yeah. Nope. Sometimes you'll see his tail in the picture. Sometimes not. But yes, he's a lovey guy, so he likes to have the attention. What did I miss here? How come I better pull out my other chat because the war is still going in Ukraine. Guess they're doing the best they can. Gosh, I hope so. You know, you gotta feel for those people. It's any of my viewers that are there, my heart goes out to you. And yeah, Patoki is in Ukraine. So it's understandable that it took them a while to repair the clamp on my stand. And I'm not sure how much they are affected because I did see on the news there's things going on in, how do you say it, Dnipro or Dnipro, and that's where their factory is located. So, yeah. I mean, which is why I, didn't get real upset with the fact that it was taking so long. You know, you try and keep that thought in the picture. So, yeah. What takes so long, though, is the mail, the shipping. A month. A month. It took forever just to even get out of the US. Well, that's a whole nother story. Oh my. I don't know about you guys, but mail delivery here in the States, for those of you that are in the States, I don't know what trouble you have, but my post office is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I had the clamps that I ordered from my bobbin for my, hello, Ghislaine, for my Nerge stand. My bobbin has some clamps that you can put on your Nerge sit-on stand so that it will hold a Q-snap. And I make the mistake of getting informed delivery so that I know when stuff is coming. And they were supposed to be delivered on Tuesday, because Monday was a holiday here in the States. So they were supposed to be delivered on Tuesday. They were out for delivery. I saw the post office person pull up to my mailbox. So I put a pair of shoes on, which I don't normally wear shoes in the house, to go out and get my mail, my package, only to find that it was not in the mailbox or on my porch. And the mail person was already at the next set of mailboxes. So I come back in. Well, first I checked the mailboxes aside of us because people across the street, their mailboxes are in front of our house, which is fine. And, well, my package wasn't in either of those boxes because that does happen sometimes where the mail is put in the wrong box. So I came back in and I looked at my informed delivery. Now keep in mind, she pulled up in front of my house. My letter mail was in the mailbox. My package was not. My informed delivery said, unable to deliver because there was no access to the location. Now, how the heck does that happen? So me called the post office because this is not the first time that this happened. It's like the probably third or fourth. So I called the post office, to which I did not get much satisfaction, and they never did call me back. So the next day, I saw the mail truck come up the street, and it was at that point marked out for delivery. So it was a guy this time, and he was at the mailboxes at the house right before me. So I stood on the front porch and waited. And when he pulled up to my mailbox, I said, "You do have a package for me, don't you?" He said, "Yes." I said, because I knew this was not the same mail person. I said, this was supposed to be delivered yesterday. Do you by any chance know what happened? He said, "Well, I didn't tell you this. He said, "I didn't tell you this." But that happens a lot because the carrier, it turned out that the package had to be signed for. And the carrier didn't want to get out of the car to come on the porch and knock on the door so that I would come out and sign for it. However, if she would have attempted to get out of the car, I would have met her in my front yard and signed for it. So instead, she, in essence, lied and said there was no access. Well, yeah. To which I said, "Geez." So in other words, she doesn't do her job. So this mail carrier and I had a nice little conversation, and he really was a sweet young man. And I did get my package. They say they deliver it and they don't. And then 2 or 3 days later, they actually, yeah, it's like, what the heck? What the heck? It's like, what? Why? You know, it's, why choose not to deliver something when it's your job? Fortunately, you know, to have it a day or so late was not that big a deal. And the only reason I called to complain was because it is a consistent problem. And people can't fix things that they don't know that their carriers are doing. However, they obviously don't fix it either. But if it would have just plain been forgotten, I wouldn't have said a word. However, when they outright lie and say they can't get to my address when they could put my letters in the mailbox, then I have an issue. So I was the B word. But is what it is. But I can pretty much guarantee you it's going to happen again. But I just don't know what some people's work ethic is just not what it should be anymore. And look at me, I'm actually stitching. I want to turn my air conditioner on because now it's getting extremely hot in here. So hold the phone a minute. So you may hear it making noise when it runs. But I'm over that lady of a certain age thing, but it's getting a little warm. So what I'm doing today is, I know those of you who follow me are going, look. She's back to parking again, isn't she? Yes, she is. I know. I am just one fickle pickle. One never knows what you're going to find. So, yeah, I went back to diagonal and parking. Mainly because there's so many color changes in here that I was getting confused. Brandy, you print out the delivery notice and leave it in the mailbox for them to see. I've hand delivered that to my local office and complained. That's the trouble. That was the whole trouble with this, Brandy. They didn't even leave me a delivery notice. There was nothing, not a thing. Or I would have taken that to the post office and really pitched a fit. But, oh, no, wait, I know what you mean. You print out the informed delivery notice that it was out for delivery. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I told them that I knew it was out for, I didn't actually go to the post, I called them. Yeah, next time, that's what I'll be doing. Like I said, it wasn't that I absolutely positively had to have this on that particular day. But suppose it would have been something that was really important that you really needed at that time. You know, it's just like some days our mail shows up when it's supposed to. Some days it doesn't show up for 2-3 days later, and you're expecting something that is important and you don't get it. I'll tell you what. I said to Glenn, sometimes I think let's go back to the Pony Express. It was more reliable. But what are you going to do? Not much. There is not much that you can do. Short of complaining. And then I went on the post office site, and you can give feedback there. And I typed out this whole scenario. Everything I just told you. And I hit submit, and it wouldn't submit it. I hit submit again. It wouldn't submit it. It wouldn't go through. Oh, well. Enough. There's just some things in life that you aren't going to change. And that is probably one of them. Anyway, so yes, I'm back to being a diagonal stitcher. I don't care how long this one takes. It is, yes, it's a lot of changing colors. It's a lot of needle threading the way I do it. But the bottom line is when I can thread the needle. Haha. The bottom line is my stitches look a lot nicer. Not that they don't look nice overall, but they really do look a lot nicer stitching this way. And the biggest reason is I don't get lost. And I can pick it up and start again right where I was. And I know right where I am. Oops. Which that in itself, because doing, as you can see up here, I was doing that cross-country business, which it's okay. But I was miscounting, and I always had to stop and figure out, now, where the heck am I? Celia, yes, I started from the totally opposite corner. Normally, I would start in the upper left-hand corner and work, page one, work through the pages. This time, I started in the lower right-hand corner. I'll show you on Pattern Keeper. Lower right. And the reason I went to the lower right was because wait, where was I? I'm down here. If you think about it, especially now, these, when you do full coverage, especially Heaven and Earth ones, this one is artsy, so it's not so bad. It isn't near as big as what the Heaven and Earth one would be. However, when you start at the upper left-hand corner and you're working down, whether it be on a diagonal, whether it be columns, whether it be whatever way you stitch, as you get to the bottom, all the weight is at the top. So if you don't have it in on a scroll frame or in a Q-snap on some kind of a frame, and you're stitching, say, there's a lot of us that stitch just in a regular hoop, and you're holding it in your hand, all that weight is at the top and makes it heavier to hold. Whereas if you start at the bottom, if you start at the bottom and work up, so I'm going to work up and to the right, when I get up near the top, all my excess weight is going to sit in my lap. So I'm not going to have to hold all of it. I'm not going to have to try and hold all of it up to stitch top down. Does that make sense? It, in my head, makes more sense to keep the weight of the project in my lap rather than try and hold it all up when you're working top down. Unless you have some place to put it, unless you're working at a table or somewhere where it's going to hold that weight for you, or in your lap with a pillow that you can lay it out and that's going to hold the weight for you. And I guess there are ways to make that work. But it made more sense to work bottom up and then have all the weight in my lap. But that's just me. Well, Anna Karina, hello. Welcome. Ira Stitches. Oh, I'm sorry you can't stay with us, but enjoy your dinner. I hope you're having something good. Oh, Augustine. Hola, back to you. I do not speak Spanish, so please, I can do Google Translate real quick. But thank you for joining. I'm glad you're here. It's wonderful to see so many people on, especially since this is was just a fleeting thought to say, oh, well, just go live instead of record. Just do that. So I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I had a very nice, I guess I just have to reinforce what I always say. She said, hi, good afternoon from Spain. Oh, thank you. I had a really interesting email from someone the other day, and it was titled, help, help, I need help. So I read on, and yes, I am stitching today, Fran. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. What she was starting her first heaven and earth design. And what the heck was, oh, good Lord. Her name at the moment is escaping me, but you know who you are. She was starting her first heaven and earth design. And as happens many, many times, especially when it's someone new to full coverage, people were giving her, I want to say advice, but the advice was to the point of, you have to do it this way. You have to stitch a heaven and earth design on 25 count. And she was just so befuddled of, I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. And I want somebody with experience, whatever, to help me decide what I should do. And I ended up saying what I have said many times before. And I just do like to reinforce that every now and again. And I feel like I'm reinforcing it more lately than I normally do. But there's no right way and there's no wrong way. And a heaven and earth design can be stitched on whatever you want to stitch it on. There is no stitching police. There is no law out there that says it must be stitched on 25 count. Yes, the designer recommends 25 count and gives the floss requirements for 25 count. But that is just a point of reference. If you want to stitch it on a finer count, say you want to go 32 count, you're not going to need as much floss. If you're going to stitch it on a 14 count, you're going to need more floss. So the 25 count is just a point of reference so that people can judge one way or the other how much they're going to need. Am I going to need more? Am I going to need less? They can, and it also, people need to think about, how big do I want my piece to be? I know if I stitch it on 25 count, because that's what the designer suggested, that this will be the dimensions. However, do I want it larger or smaller than that? And then you have to figure that out for yourself. And there's plenty of fabric calculators on the internet that you can use to determine how big a piece of fabric that you need and what the dimensions of the finished design would be. But I think I know what bothered me and what had her so upset and confused was the fact that she was being told, you have to do it this way. There's no other way. You have to do it this way. And that's not the case. That's not the case. If you've been around me for any length of time, you know I'm going to say, stitch on what you're comfortable with. If 14 count is your happy place and you're okay with the size that it's going to be, stitch it on 14 count. You're just going to have to buy more floss and a bigger piece of fabric. Stitch it what makes you happy. What brings you joy and what brings you pleasure. It doesn't matter what other people think. What matters is how you feel about it, because it's your piece. It's your piece. Stitch it the way you want. I'm stitching this on 20 count. That's what I can see the best. Even though things are better, 20 count is by far at this point my happy place. I doubt that there will be too much that I finish on anything else or that I stitch on anything else. 20 count happens to be my happy place. So that's what I'm going to choose. Yeah, it's just frustrating when and Alicia, you're also right, and that's exactly what I said to her also, is stitch on what is comfortable for you. Yes, you might want to experiment and try something new, but maybe you don't want to try a big heaven and earth or a big full coverage piece on something new. Maybe you want to try something smaller. And yes, try different methods. There is no law that says, and ask me how I know, that you have to use this method and you can't use anything else on that piece. You can use as many methods as you want on that piece, because the only way anyone is going to be able to tell is if they look at the back. Okay. Truth be told, you see my stitching here. How many methods do you think I have done on this piece already? And I am only 4,400 stitches in. Let's take a guess. I'm counting in my head so I can remember. I have done okay, let me do this stitch and I will tell you. This is where I get messed up because I failed to highlight ahead of time. I just stitched those and I marked it there. Okay. I have done at least 3. And it might have even been 4, Alicia. You could be right. Let's look. Okay, let's look. Here, I started out row by row. Here, I did a bit of vertical. I did my rows vertically instead of horizontally. So that's 2. Here, I did them vertically. This, there wasn't many color changes in. Here, I did them vertically, and here. Then I went to color completion. That's where all this hoopla mess is. I went to completing just a color at a time. So that's 1, 2, 3. I think this was vertical also. I just changed the way I completed my X's. Okay. So vertical rows instead of horizontal. Horizontal rows, color completion, horizontal rows. And up here, I was doing totally cross country. So how many was that? Vertical rows, horizontal rows, color, completing the color in the diagonal, cross country, 4. And I am only 4,400 stitches in. Now, I would be hard pressed for you to tell me on the front where I did what, because you can't tell. It all looks the same. Crafty Librarian, hello. Oh, thank you. I try to share that philosophy a whole lot. And I would imagine people get tired of hearing me say it. They probably come on my videos and go, here she goes again on the soapbox. On the soapbox. Well, you're probably right. I get on the soapbox for this quite a bit. Martina! Hello, hello, hello. I haven't had you on the stream for ages either. This was a good idea to come on a Friday afternoon. I'm rather enjoying this. No, I always enjoy my streams, but this is fun. But yes, I guess I wouldn't feel the need to get on this soapbox so often if I wouldn't continually see I just see this kind of thing happening so much where people are, and I see it in the Facebook groups more than anywhere. is, oh my God, you can't do it that way. Oh my God, you have to do it this way. Oh my God, that's all wrong. Oh my God. Oh my. That is why the philosophy of this channel is what it is. And that is why I end every video with, there are no rules, only the ones you set for yourself. So if you're stitching to be in a competition, okay, I'll give it to you. There are certain things that you need to do in order to be considered judge worthy. Yes, that is true. There are certain things that judges look for. And if you don't have those certain things, they're going to disqualify your piece. Granted, that happens at Woodlawn. They look, those pieces are judged by certified teachers of the Embroiderers Guild of America. And their specialty is they actually took courses to become certified as instructors. And they're the ones that judge that needlework. So they are looking for specific technique. You know, they don't want to see a thread carry. They don't want to see little things on the front. They want every stitch crossed perfectly. But that's Woodlawn, and Woodlawn is a very prestigious show here in the States. I feel extremely honored that the first year I entered, I took a second place. The second year I entered, I took a first place and a second place. And that was, I was quite thrilled. But I will tell you this. I did not stitch my pieces to be in a competition. I stitched my pieces as I would normally stitch every day. And when I decided, my friend Barb and I decided we were both going to enter, I just pulled pieces off the wall. That was it. I was flabbergasted that I took a ribbon. I truly was, because I didn't stitch it with being judged in mind. The year I got the first place, this is funnier yet, I wasn't going to enter at all. And Barb, my friend Barb, who stitches with me, talked me into it. And I said, well, I just don't know what to enter. I mean, there's a crap ton of samplers on my walls. I don't know what to enter. I didn't stitch anything to be judged competitively. So I said to her, well, you pick. You pick something. Well, she picked Long Dog Sampler's Do Bears. And I took it down. I looked at it and thought, oh, this is not going to win anything. There's this little piece of something floating in there. It's not going to take anything. It's not going to win, but I'll put it in. If you want me to put that one in, I'll put it in. I'll go with it. So I did. Now you had to take your pieces down to Woodlawn, which is outside of Washington, D.C. It's in Alexandria, Virginia. And you had to enter your pieces like in February. And then then they were judged prior to the opening of the show, and the show opened in March. So we went down in March. And we're walking through, and I was like, holy crap. My piece took a first place. I was dumbfounded, and I looked at it. I said, I don't know why. I have no idea why. It had this little piece of floaty something or other in it. And I don't know if it was something from the framer, that piece of dirt from when he framed it or whatever got in there, but I thought, well, right there, that's gonna disqualify it, because they don't like that kind of thing. They don't like to see little ends sticking up. They don't like to see traveling or thread carries. They want all the stitches absolutely perfect. Well, here it took first place, much to my amazement. So, yeah, unless you're going to stitch for something like that, knowing that you're going to enter it in a competition, then okay, then I will give it to you that there are probably some rules that you want to follow in order to be judged. However, it was never my big thing to want to enter in a competition. And I really just did it on a whim. But yeah, but most of us stitch for the pure pleasure of stitching. Most of us stitch because we like it, we enjoy it, we find it relaxing, we like to see a picture emerge, or any one of many, many reasons why people cross stitch. So that being said, well, hi, Donna and Elise, am I saying, if I'm mispronouncing names, please bear with me. And Rebecca, hello. I haven't seen you in forever either. Most of us stitch for the pure joy of stitching. People said to me when I retired, aren't you going to be bored? I laughed at them. I said, no way am I going to be bored when I retire. No way. I have my stitching. It's all I need to not be bored. And that has been, okay, let me think, 10 years ago. Alicia, you're funny. 10 years ago, in December, I retired. I have not been bored a day since. Nope. Boredom is not in my vocabulary. I have not been bored. 1 week from today. Yes, Donna. Oh, Donna. 1 week from today, I will be at a stitching retreat. I'm so excited. I will be at a stitching retreat in Easton, Easton, Pennsylvania. And the name of the retreat is Flower Power. And Donna, who just joined us, will be there, as well as another one of my VIP subscribers, Stacy. Now, Stacy is probably working, so I would imagine she's not on the stream today. But we will be at Flower Power, and I will be arriving sometime on Thursday and be there for Friday and Saturday and come home Sunday. I'm so excited. So excited. This will be my first time attending one of their retreats. The retreat that I normally went to was at Salty Yarns in, Ocean City, Maryland. And we did not, my friend Barb and I did not go this year. When I go to retreats, normally Barb and I travel together. And I always joke, Barb is my chauffeur. It's not that I don't drive or can't drive. It's I don't enjoy driving in high traffic places. It makes me nervous. So when there's a retreat that Barb can get off work for, we normally travel together, and we are meeting up with some of our friends who stitched with us every year at Salty Yarns. They will be there. And 2 of my NeedleBugg peeps will be there. So we will have a grand time, I am sure. I am so looking forward to going. I can't hardly wait. Elise, you have too much to learn to be bored. Well, you know what? There is always something to be learned. I think I just parked something at the wrong spot. I think I did. Better check. I better check my colors because I think I just messed up. I think 3031. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. 303. No, that's right. Okay. See, that happens when I have this bad habit of not highlighting immediately. And then I get myself confused, which that is a very short trip. A very short trip. So, Elise, what is it that you would like to learn yet? needlework wise. I'm always looking for ideas for new videos. I am almost finished. Okay. I am almost finished with my heart hanger stitch along. I'm down to, let me take it out of here. I need to do this video. I'll probably do it either later tonight or tomorrow. I haven't quite decided yet. Depends on how long I stay on here. 2 o'clock. I am almost finished with this. I don't know if you can see it if I hold it. I hold it up. Oh, I need to put something behind it. Hold the phone. Piece of paper. This will work. Sun shines in my windows. Okay. There we go. So that's the top. Going down, going down, going down. I just have the, maybe it's better if I put it here. Here we go. This is better. Okay. Let me zoom out. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, and let me hide that for a minute. There we go. Okay. So this one's finished. This one's finished. This one's finished. Then we have finished. Middle one's finished. This one needs the dove's eyes put in the open spots. This one needs dove's eyes put in the open spots, as well as this one. And this one. This needs the filling stitches, as does this and this. So really all I have left is, hold the phone here. About all I have left is to do the filling stitches. This needs them, that needs them. And this block I need to finish, do the cutting and do the filling stitches. And then it's done. And then for those of you that are not, have not joined the stitch along, you probably don't know, but I plan, let me move this a little bit out of the way here, put it back. What I plan to do with this is, with the help of another one of my NeedleBugg peeps, I'm going to fold it like this. Now, I haven't decided which end is going to be the, okay, don't look at my messy back, but I'm going to make it into a accessory type thing. So that this will be the open that you can put stuff in, and then the closure will be to have this down here like a flap. Okay. With a, I'll put a frog or something. I don't know that I will put Velcro on it because that would ruin my stitching if I put Velcro on it. So I don't want to go there. Let me turn down the, take away some of this brightness. I'm probably messing this up. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, I better let that alone. Oh. There, maybe you can see it a little bit better. It's not quite as glaring. Let's up this just a smidgen. There we go. So there we go. So this would be the flap that closes it. And then you would open it up. This would be get filled in. Or it would be lined. I have to make a liner for it. And then, yeah, have it as some kind of either an accessory pouch or a clutch or something other than framed. Because I don't have room. I don't have room for any more framed pieces. So yeah, so I'm almost done. Almost finished. Just have this one to finish. And needle weaving and dove's eyes to put in, which really that will not take long. So those of you that are doing the stitch along with me, as I said, I will probably, let me move this camera. I feel like that's a little better. I will probably be doing a hardanger video later today or tomorrow morning to post. And when I do that, I hope to finish this tonight. And then the video will probably be these filling stitches. So that will raise the question of, I know people have said they'd like to do another stitch along. So my question will become, do you want a stitch along? And I will also ask this on the hardanger video. Do you want a stitch along that would just teach more stitches, or and have it like a doodle cloth? Or would you like a stitch along where you would be making a project and learn less new stitches? That would be the question. Because, you know, a project, we're only going to get so many new stitches in, where if I do something like this, if I create a pattern for something like this and have the blocks be set up to be different filling stitches, you could have possibly some sort of a bell pull with that. So if that would be of interest, let me know. Because I am working on trying to design something, but the question becomes which direction do I go with my design? That's the question. But I'm excited to have this done and made into Actually, now that I think about it, I would love to have it finished to take along to my retreat. Okay, are you guys, is the stream okay? Are you guys getting buffering with this? Because I'm getting messages here that on my streaming software that it's buffering. So let me look here. Oh, not received. Okay. Well, Donna, you say it's okay. Celia, it's fine. Okay. Fine for Mirren. Okay. I just have to check because what I do, I have Xfinity internet and cable. And well, you're always seems okay. Oh, good. If it does start doing that, would you guys let me know? I get annoyed with it because every time I turn around, the price is going up. I don't need to move this camera. There, that's better. So my husband and I have kind of decided that instead of renting their internet modem, we would buy our own. So I did that. And went with what I thought was a pretty good one. But every now and again, it does stuff like this where it says, oh, it's not right. So we're working with that. And then what I'm also going to try and do is get rid of my cable box. And use my Apple TV box to stream cable. That's my plan. And that will save us at least $25 a month, which, okay, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that much, but why pay the cable company for things when you necessarily don't have to? So I just wanted, that was the other reason I wanted to do a live stream, because I wanted to see if this new, it's a modem and a router combined, made a difference. So we shall see. Donna, you haven't had cable for a few years now. Yeah, we're still going to keep our cable package, but I can do Xfinity Stream on my Apple TV or my Roku. So I don't need their box. We'll keep our package so we still get all the channels, but I don't need their box to, I'm not stitching at the moment, so I'm going to switch back. I don't need their box to receive that. Yeah, you use your Roku also. Yeah. I have a Roku over here in my stitching room on my TV, and then in the living room, I have my Apple TV. However, though, I do have another Roku. It's just the stick kind, and I may try that over in the living room instead of the Apple TV. Let's see which one works better. Yeah. But anyway, so I would love to get this finished to take along to the retreat next weekend. So I have, what's today? Friday. I have 6 days. 6 days to finish this. Can I do it? I think so. I think so. I have to save a little bit to to do my video with, but after that, I think, yeah, this will get finished, because dove's eyes in the spots that need dove's eyes are not going to take long. I mean, that's like boom, 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 they're done. The longest part is going to be the wrapping the bars or needle weaving the bars. And I think this one set gets the same gets wrapped a little bit differently. Although I could even change that. I don't have to do. You only have one TV, works fine for just Netflix and YouTube. Yep. Do you know, Anna Corinne, you're so exactly right. And we were just talking about that the other day, that, okay, they're already starting to advertise the new shows that are going to start in August. So it is only June. So those advertisements will be on for June, July, and the new show doesn't start till August 10th or something like that. Give me a break. Why? Commercials. Every 10 minutes, you have a commercial. Yeah. So, and it is expensive. It is expensive. My bill with having the boxes is over $200 a month. And then what really gripes my guts is you see the advertisements from Xfinity where they say, oh, if you get Xfinity Internet for $50 a month, we will give you the box, the internet, the modem, and a mobile phone. I don't think they'll give you the phone, but they'll give you the line for $50 a month for 2 years. All the while, I have been a customer for 40 years, and I pay the expensive prices. That kind of makes me angry. So we're trying to cut as much as we can. My husband likes to watch the NASCAR races. So for me to discontinue the cable completely and go with a streaming service, I have to be careful and make sure that they get all the stations that the races are on. Because heaven forbid we would miss one. So that's the only thing that holds me back. Because, and this year maybe they're using NBC and Fox, but next year maybe it's something else. So, yeah, so that I have to watch a little bit. But yeah, it's terrible expensive. And, once you're on limited incomes, you have to watch a little bit. You have to, cut some corners where you can. So that's what we're trying to do. So I'm testing out. The thing is, though, with all of this, my husband is technically impaired. Technically impaired. His learning curve on how to operate the Apple TV is, oh, it's painful. Painful to watch. Having him send a text message is painful to watch. Well, hello, Katie, the novel stitcher. You use Hulu Live, had almost all the channels you'd get with cable, $75 a month, and you can cancel and restart at any time. So I cancel for this summer when I won't be inside as much. Well, that's a very good thought. And I think, well, now I have to price it again. I think because we talked about YouTube TV, but maybe if I figure it without, since YouTube TV went up to 70 something dollars a month, because what would happen is if I discontinue my cable package with Xfinity and just keep the internet, my internet cost will go up. So with the cost of the internet going up, even with having my own modem router, and the cost of YouTube, it comes out to just about what we're paying now. Yeah. And I don't necessarily want to discontinue my internet with them because I have a really good speed, which was why I was a little surprised when it said that my stream was not going through. I mean, it doesn't seem to be dropping frames, but the stream wasn't totally, yeah, it's still saying some people may be experiencing buffers. So yeah. And that could be because I switched the routers and not using Comcast routers, but it might take a little tweaking in my streaming software somewhere. But I'll play with that. What the heck? I try and figure most things out. So that's my story on that. So let's see. What are you guys stitching on anything today? Or are you just listening to me ramble? I know it's probably for my across the pond people getting into your dinner time. Yeah, Donna, internet only, but drop the cable. Yeah, and did your internet price go up? My guess is it probably did if you have it through Comcast. I need a drink. Folks. You were knitting. Oh. Do I have to show you my knitting? I was knitting. That's cutting into my stitching time. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Is diamond painting. Neolocus? Is that your actual name or is that just your YouTube name? Because I really don't know how to pronounce that. I have, let me grab it. Stiffness. I started, I'm going to switch my screen back so you can see this. I started knitting, and I don't know why I started now because it's going to be hot, mitered squares. Look at my little bitty ends here. It's out of the way. Yes, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. So I have to pick my initial plan, right? Ooh, hot in here. My initial plan was to do rows of adding the color. But then my scraps of yarn are so all over the place that I think I'm just going to willy-nilly them. Of just reach in the bag and pull something out. And that'll be next. Yeah, here's another one that's more green. So this is just one where you okay, can I call you Cindy? Because that's so much easier. Yes, Joyce, yes, and they're such fun. I kind of have been ignoring my stitching a little bit to do this, but I think I'm just going to willy-nilly. I started out thinking, okay, here's my first one, then these two, and then in this spot here, I thought, well, do I want to put another one of those and make it a whole row of the same color, and then do the next color a whole row? But then I thought, no, that might be too patterned. So I think I'm not going to take this one off. I think I'm just going to close my eyes, pull something out of my bag, what's ever next, and that's the one that will get stitched. That's the one that will get knitted on. But yeah, I never did mitered squares before, so this is a first, and they're kind of fun. I'm kind of liking doing them. Yeah, they do use up a lot of scrap yarn. So I think I'll put that one on next in the middle. And then I did watch a video, and Joyce, is this how you do it? I did watch a video of a woman who does a whole bunch of outside ones first, and then works across filling in the middle ones. Oh, you start each one with 4 rows of black. Yeah, I didn't have any black yarn. Oh, Martina, you made sweaters this way. Oh, how cool is that? See, this is more than just a cross stitch channel. This is a whatever floats your boat channel. But yeah. And I had this gray left over from something. I forget. I think I did a shawl and put a gray edge on it. So I thought, oh, well, that will go nice. Maybe I should put a gray in there. That might be the next one in there. But yeah, this woman, she did a whole bunch along the edge first. And then that way she could just sit and fill in. She didn't have to worry about that cast on row. Like when you do this one, you cast on your stitches first and then pick these up. And this one you pick up and then cast on at the end. Yes, that would be great. That would be wonderful, Martina. I would love that. And I guess there's all bunches of ways you can do these, but sometimes you just need a little something different than stitching. Sometimes. Although my stitching does take up the majority of my time, but then every now and again, I think I want to knit. And I like to knit. And I can knit both. I need to work these ends in. But I knit either way, either English or continental. I can do both. So when my hand gets tired of one way, I switch to the other way. Although continental is quite a bit faster. Yeah. But yep, that's my other project. I watched her videos, Donna. Ladybug Lab. Yes, I did watch her videos. And isn't she the one that has the black border on it also? I think that's the one. I watched whole bunches of videos. Yeah. And then what I thought I might do when it's as big as I want it is put a crocheted edge around the whole thing. And that way I wouldn't have to work in these ends. I could just include them in the crocheted border. Yeah, and what I wanted to do is hide these ends as I picked up stitches or did the first row, and well, I forgot. I usually do this at night when my eyes are too tired from stitching. That's when I've been doing it. So yeah, I have noticed, speaking of my eyes, I have noticed that if I stitch too much in a day, my eyes do get rather blurry at night. So I try to not be stitching as much in the evening, and that's when I'll do something like this, because I can knit kind of sorta without looking at it. Kind of sorta. I don't have to look at every stitch, but yeah. Now, if I had more of these two colors, I would try and make one just these two colors and pattern it. But it's not the case. And these really are meant to be scrap things where you use up your scraps. So we'll go back to this. Here we go. I gotta adjust my zoom again. Here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. There we, oh, now we got to adjust our focus. Is it going the right? Oh, no, that's bad. Joyce, you were knitting a cardigan. Wow. Are you done knitting socks? I think that's part of why I decided to try something else or knit something different, because I got tired of knitting socks. And that was my big thing to want to knit was socks. And now I have this sock yarn. Yeah, Mirren, yeah. And you know what? That's kind of nice, knitting as like joining as you go. Because honestly, sewing all that together, no. At the end, no, not so much. Not so much. I would rather join them as I go. And I still have ends to work in, but there is a way to work those ends in as you go. And I will start doing that, because I don't want to, as in cross stitch, I don't want to have to go back and do all my tails at the end. That's, yeah. Not my, oh shoot, forgot a stitch. Not my thing. Oh, you're still knitting socks. Well, I probably would have continued knitting socks, except I can only wear so many. And my daughter doesn't want, my husband doesn't want knitted socks. My daughter didn't want knitted socks. The grandkids, I made knitted socks and they prefer not to wear them. So why bother? So I said, okay, I'm done with socks. I mean, I have made like 5-6 pair for myself. So, I mean, really, seriously, how many more do I need? And obviously, I'm not going to wear them in the summertime because my feet get too hot. Well, and the other thing is I wear, I have to wear compression socks, stockings. So, yeah, knitted socks are not always an option when you wear compression stockings. And if I don't wear compression stockings, then I end up with swollen legs. Yeah. Don't get old. It's not for sissies. Oh, now I gotta thread this needle. You used different multicolored yarn and was making a pattern overall. Oh, well, yeah, that could, well, that was partly my thought, except my multicolored yarns are just a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and don't all coordinate with each other. Oh, thank you, Martina. I will have to check that out. In fact, let me look. Let me see if I can find it. Mail. Oh, I didn't see it yet. It didn't get here yet. Okay, not here yet, or at least maybe it is on my phone. Did I practice double face knitting? Oh, I'm not sure what that is. What is double face knitting, Martina? That's a new term to me. Double face knitting. Is that two colors? Two colors at the same time? Like, I don't know what that is. I never knew what it was called. I have already used two colors, and I had one color on one hand, one color on the other hand, and I would knit and I would do, and the pattern was maybe 3 stitches of red, 2 stitches of white, 3 stitches of red, 2 stitches of white, and you carry it along the back. Oh, okay. Well, let me see if I can get. Well, I don't want to. Let me see if I can get my mail here. Oh, that's Fair Isle. Okay. Okay, which address did you send did you send that to, Martina? The Comcast one. There it is. No, that's my bobbin. Did you send it to kbug@comcast.net? No, kbug461@comcast.net. Or klbug@gmail.com. Lucia! Oh, hello, my dear. Good to see you here. Ah, there it is. I got it. oh. I've done knitting like that before. Years and years and years and years ago. Years and years and years ago. I made I made my husband a sweater years and years. I don't even think we were married then yet. It had a deer on the back. One is named Knitting. The second one is Double Face. Okay. My hand's getting numb. Oh, no, I've never done this. No. Never did that. I don't know how to do that. I'm not that good. I'm a straight, easy peasy knitter. I've never done that. So essentially, okay, it's two-sided, and one side is the positive and the other side's the negative. Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah. Never done that. I would not even begin to know where to begin. But you're right, Martina. If I'm bored, I can try and learn that. Absolutely. Lucia, no, I just throw in some knitting every once in a while if my eyes start getting blurry. Then I'll stop stitching and knit for a while. My main love is still the knitting and is still the heart hanger, so don't fret. But if you'd like to throw in a little knitting, go for it. Because you know, we are totally all about what makes you happy. That's the name of our game. Oh my God, Martina. Lucia, I crochet too, although I have not done that in a very, very long time. Let's see. How many things do all of you do? I cross stitch. I do heart hanger. I can't say that I've done embroidery or that kind of thing, but my two main ones are cross stitch and heart hanger. I can knit. I crochet. I have not done it in a long time, but I can tat. Basic, easy peasy tatting I can do. I think that's it. I don't diamond paint. What else is there? My knitting is basic knitting, like this mitered squares or sweaters or scarves or that kind of thing. I think that's it. I think that's all that I know how to do. But I am venturing in different, I venture into different kinds of stitches in, well, cross stitch, specialty stitches, you know, that kind of thing. I'm always trying to learn different things there. Diamond painting, paint by numbers. Yeah. You know what? It's always good to have multiple things that you can do, because then if and when you get bored, like that's ever gonna happen. If and when you get bored, you have something else. You used to crochet, Mirren. Arthritis in your thumbs has stopped that. Yeah, I hear you. I had my thumb on my left hand operated on for basal joint arthritis. Oh, did that. Oh, it's so much better since the surgery. But oh my, I couldn't even wring out a dish rag anymore. It hurt so bad. Latch hook, Lucia, is you have a canvas that is similar to a needlepoint canvas. So it's a woven canvas with big holes in it. And then you have pieces of yarn that are, I'm going to guesstimate, about 3 inches long. And you fold them in half, and you have a special tool that has a hook on it and then a little door that goes shut, so that you put the hook in one hole, up out of the next hole, hook on your piece of yarn, and as you pull it through, that little latch goes shut, and you put the ends through the loop, so that you're looping, like lark's heading, these little pieces of yarn onto the canvas, and then you create a picture with it. Crochet. Dolly, you do crochet, cross stitch, embroidery, latch hook, and you read. Oh, Mirren, I feel for you. I know how. Oh, mine hurt, and it did nothing but get worse and worse and worse. I could not even hold a plate anymore to rinse it off. It hurt that bad. So that's when I broke down and said, okay, operate on it and fix it. Pin lace painting, photography, diamond painting, sewing, jewelry making. Wow, Anna Karina, you are just a wealth of different crafts. How great is that? Sewing. I used to sew when I was younger. I used to make clothing when I was younger, but Yes, Lucia, you are absolutely right. It's a fluffy picture. You call it something different there. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But you have the hook, and you hook the thread and you loop the ends through and you pull it. And yeah, it's like lark's heading short pieces of yarn onto that canvas. And yeah. Yeah. Oh, but anyway, where do you find the time? You also do bobbin lace. Oh my God, that is so gorgeous. I never had the patience to do bobbin. Well, I never really understood how it is done. It just looked like they're taking these bobbins and flipping them all over the place. And no rhyme or reason that I could figure out. but it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. We are just a bunch of crafty people. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Because we're never bored. I'll tell you what, if anybody here is bored, it's your own fault. Yeah, that's why I said when I retired, no way. No way will I be bored. Ain't gonna be happening. Ain't gonna be happening. Oh, no, wait, not there. There we go. See, and then I revert back to my one-handed stitching. I always feel like I can stitch faster. Why do I have a thread bark there? Where that? Okay, which one of these is right? Miss Park something. I always feel like I can stitch faster when I stitch one-handed as opposed to 2. 8, 4, 4. Well, this one is correct. So what might this puppy be? Okay, you started 2 threads of the same color. Why did you do that, Karen? I really don't know. So you know what we'll do? We'll end one off. You know what? You're right. And you know what? I think I have solved many a problem while I was doing one craft or another. Oh, Martina, your hour is gone. You got to leave. Until next time. Well, you have a great rest of your day. And we will catch you next time. Yes. Have a great day, Martina. Thanks for stopping by. Allie, you know, hey, how is it going? How are you doing? I see you are into knitting these days. Are you still knitting? No, wait, is it Marie? Marie, I want to say that's your correct name. Am I remembering correctly, or am I being delusional? I'm going to end this thread because it's the same color as the one I just put there. I just think it's really great that people have a variety of things that they can do. I thought it was Maria. Doing good things have been crazy. Well, as long as you're doing good, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I did catch a couple of your videos. I don't think you did I'm not recollecting as many Stitch With Me's. Well, you got to take time to relax and do some stitching and crocheting and knitting and all that good stuff. It's required, you know. Yeah. Speaking of, I must tell you guys, I watched a new to me person, and I think she only has 1 or 2 floss tubes up. And I want to say she's from Sweden. I want to say that. And her name is Mariana. I think I got that right. Mariana. And her channel is Honey Berry Stitching. I just found her yesterday and totally enjoyed her video. So you guys got to go check her out. She doesn't have many subscribers yet. So go subscribe, go check her out and subscribe. She is a full coverage stitcher. Her projects, pardon me, are mainly full coverage. She stitches on the diagonal. And I can't see. She's trying various, pardon me, various ways of diagonal stitching. I think now she's experimenting with Teresa Little Stitcher's method. But check her out. She has some beautiful projects. Very nicely done. Yeah, I rather enjoyed her video. Oh, hello, Denise. Yes, Honey Berry Stitching. It's 2 words, Lucia. Yeah, I think I only saw 2 videos, maybe 3, but I watched her last night or yesterday afternoon. But yeah, I rather enjoyed her video, so give her a try. Oh, phooey. There. Yeah, give her a try. See what you think. Bumping up subscription. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Just subscribe and that, that will up her count. I forget how many. Well, I can look here. Let me find YouTube. Subscriptions. Honey Berry. Oh, good Lord, everything. Oh, here she is. Honey Berry Stitching.
At Donna's, you can get more into just amazing, delicious pizza. There's also lava cakes.
And oh, the poor thing. She only has 38 subscribers. Oh, please go check her out. Yeah, 2 videos and 38 subscribers. She needs some love, people. She needs some love. And like I said, she has most of her projects are full coverage. From what I saw, it was all full coverage. Now that I mentioned Teresa Little Stitcher, that is, I tried her way of starting threads. So in the Start X, it works, but I don't trust it. Do you know anything on that? Worried they will come loose. I have done that way, and I have not had them come loose. As long as you're catching that thread, it should be fine. It should be fine. Because really, in order to hold it, you really only need to catch that thread once. And I've started threads that way, and it's been fine. Now, if you don't catch the thread, yeah, they're going to pull out. But as long as you catch that little, because, well, I don't have to start any at the moment. If you're going down in the upper right, coming up in the bottom left, so you have that thread that travels across in the back, and then go back down in the upper right and come up in the lower right, I'm trying to picture the back. You're catching the thread on the back. Okay, now I have to try it. Okay. Yes, Lucia, this is God Shed His Grace. And I am, hold the phone, just about 4,400 stitches in. Not quite yet. I'm at 3.23%. You are not posting too often. You can post every day. Every day. If you're posting, I don't care. You can post every day. All right. So if we go down here, oh no, wait, get it in this. Okay, Joyce, here we go. Down here. Come up here. Okay. Leave a smidgen of a little tail. Go down there. Come up here. It pulls out. Making a liar out of me. Down here. And Teresa never has any problem with this. Okay. Leave a little tail. Go down that you're on top. Come up here. I don't want to be through there. And it doesn't pull out. Okay, that's the trick. The trick is you leave the little tail. Come up here. When you go back down here, Okay, let me do it again. Okay. You leave the little tail. Come up in the bottom left. And I think she tries to stay to the top of that little tail so that when you come back up in the bottom right, it comes undone. I go down. Okay, Lucia, you go down 2 crosses away. Come up in the middle of your cross. Go down top right. Come up bottom left. Go down top right. Okay, so you come up 2 crosses away. Come up in the middle of your cross. Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Go down in the top right. Catch it on the screw of your hoop. Come up in the bottom left. Go back down in the top right. Yeah, got it. And it doesn't come undone. You're right. And then that piece that's 2 stitches away, you just trim off or it hides to the back. Yeah. Yeah. Teresa doesn't have any trouble with hers. It's not always successful for me, as you saw. But Lucia, I like your way. Even if you, okay, let's try this. Even if you go down in the top right, come up in the middle of your stitch, okay, go back down in your top right, come up in the bottom left. It's not going to come undone. Yeah, I think that's right. I tend to pull too hard also, but that way will work. The coming up in the middle of your stitch, going down. Now, I know that there are people that, okay, let's do this again, that will come up in the middle, they'll do their first X like this. They'll come up in the middle, go down in that top, come up in the bottom right, go back down in the middle. I'm using a ballpoint needle here, so it's a little hard. Yes, it reminds you of a pin stitch. Go back down in the middle and then complete the X. Now I got that little tail caught in there that would have to be, yeah, and then complete the X. You can do that too. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Joyce. But now this way, I don't think it would be a problem later on. If you do that first half of the X sort of like a pin stitch. That doesn't, and then I hope you don't have to frog because it could be It wasn't too bad to get out, but it sure could be. If you had stitches over it, oh yeah, could be a mess to unstitch. Yes, correct. It is like a pin stitch. It's just that it's visible and you can use it for the first leg of your X, which is kind of nice. There are so many ways to start threads. So many. Lots of people have started threads many different ways. So, yeah. It's just a matter of choosing the method that you like for you. You know, and part of the method that you choose, depends on what count fabric you're using, because piercing the middle of your X to come up on 25 count is going to be a bit challenging, just as pin stitching on 25 count is a bit challenging. So maybe that's not the best option for stitching on 25 or 28 or 32, or, you know, it just depends. If you're stitching on Aida cloth, it would be fine. If you're stitching over 2, of course, then it's really fine. You don't have a problem at all. Yes, Lucia, that's correct. If you're going to do it on 25 count, it can be done, but you really do need to use a needle that's pointier. A chenille needle works really good for that, because that's a very, very pointy needle. So if you have a chenille needle, it can be done quite a bit easier than if you're using a ballpoint needle on 25 count. It ain't gonna work. I can pretty much guarantee you that. Well, that's a good point, Joyce. Yeah, and that's kind of where I was headed, that depending on what method you choose, a method that is going to help reduce the bulk on the back of your work. Because, I mean, face it, some of these charts have a gazillion colors, and you might be using, I mean, I've already looked at a 10 by 10 square and maybe had 20, 25 threads parked in there because there were that many colors. And yeah, that is going to be super, super bulky. So you want to try and use a method of starting your thread that is going to help reduce that bulk. You know, flipping over and working your threads under stitches is probably going to create even more bulk. So that it would be wise to use one of these other methods so that you didn't have as much thread hanging out on the back. You know, and the back is everybody's choice. There are people that like their backs to be neat and tidy and wonderful. There are people that don't care what the back looks like, and you know, they have threads running all, and again, it's what makes you happy. You do you, don't do for anybody else. Do you. So it doesn't matter. I mean, and look at oh, what the heck is her name? She hasn't done any videos for a while. Kamari, I think that's how you say her name. She was doing one of the book Amy Stewart's bookshelves, and she would often record her stitching sessions. There's no talking or music on it. It's just her sitting there stitching. And she does not start or end any thread. When she finishes that color of what she's doing, she just takes her needle off, and that's it. That's it, Celia Kamari. And she just takes her needle off, and whatever happens with that end happens with that end. And that's okay too. You know, if it works for her, that's great. That's great. Yes, you're right, Robin. I did do that. It is like Teresa Little Stitcher, but I left a tail and then I cut that off later after I completed the next stitch. Yeah. And the object is to try and catch that tail, so, or that thread under your stitches. And you really only need to catch it one time, and it will hold it. Sometimes it's better to catch it more, but you really only one time should keep it where it needs to be. But there are many different ways of starting and ending your threads, and it's all a matter of finding the one that works for you, or the one that you're most comfortable with. I mean, seriously, that's what it's all about. What one are you the most comfortable with? You know, I tend to, you might have seen me start a thread. I tend to come down a few stitches away, come up in the bottom left, go down in the top right, complete my X, and that's it. And then get rid of that little tail. That's it. That's all I do. And for me, that works great. Oh, Brittany, hello. How are you? Let's see. It's about 3:30 where you are. Did you just get done working? Yeah, I wash all my projects. Well, 90% of my projects. And I've not had things come undone. At least that I know of anyway. Yeah, but I do wash things. Just for the simple reason to get all the oils from your hands off. But then again, that's that's again a personal preference. If it's a hand-dyed fabric, you probably don't want to wash it. You're trying to stay cool up in the Poconos. Yeah. I guess. I know it's warm here today too. I didn't have my air conditioning on and I turned it on. It was getting hot over here. Lucia, you never had a finish. Up in the middle, down in the bottom left, then go down in the upper. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's always of starting threads. It's just, find the one you like, find the one that works for you, and go with it. Again, there's no right or wrong way. It's whatever way works for you. I'm going to make that my motto. As in, it already is my motto. There's no rules, only the ones you make for yourself. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's as simple as that. Don't let other people tell you what's right or what's wrong, or that you have to do it this way or you have to do it that way. You do you. And that's what I have to say about that. People can give you recommendations. People like here, people can say, well, I've been doing it this way and I've been doing it that way. This works for me. Maybe you want to try that and see if it works for you. But people shouldn't be saying, oh my God, you got to do it this way because that your way's wrong. It's just like people that, okay, I cross my X's, bottom left, upper right, bottom right, upper left. My friend Barb crosses her X's, bottom right, upper left, bottom left, upper right, which is exactly the opposite of me. And guess what? They're both okay. As long as you do it consistently the same way, that is all that matters. And even then, it is probably best practice to cross all your X's the same way because of how the light plays on the fiber. However, if you look at antique samplers and you study them very closely, you will see that those little girls did not cross all their X's in the same direction. They crossed them willy-nilly. Whatever worked for them at the time is how they crossed them. And one might have been done like I do them. The next one might have been done like my friend Barb does. It doesn't matter. Do as you wish. Do what makes you happy. The only person you have to please with your project is yourself. Because the person that you give it to, if they're not a stitcher, they ain't gonna know the difference anyway. The only person you need to please is yourself. I'm going to add that to my channel philosophy. I do believe that is going to be an addendum to the channel philosophy. I think. Brittany, you cross the way Barb does. Yeah. And that's fine. And hey, whatever works. Whatever works. Well, guys, this might be a record. So far, I did 78 stitches. Do you believe that? I almost got a 10 by 10 square done. But I'll tell you what, my voice is starting to get a little crackly. And I really do need to go eat something, since I didn't eat since way early this morning and my stomach is getting a little bit hungry. No, it's getting a lot hungry. I'm soon going to think my throat is cut. Lucia, what are you working on and where can I find it? Oh, I'm glad we can enable each other. Joyce, she puts out such fast projects. I am always in awe of how many things she gets done. She's a fast stitcher, unlike moi, who doesn't stitch quite as fast. But you know what? It'll get done eventually. And good. So, my friends, we've been here almost 3 hours. If I feel so inclined, maybe I will stop back again this evening for those who weren't able to catch us today. But I really did want to get on here when a lot of the stitching in hand is faster. I wish I could do that and have my stitches look as nice. Now, Lucia, do you use a sewing method or do you stick and stab? I tried sewing. My stitches do not look as nice. If I would stop holding the phone, I could stitch more. Well, you know what? Some days I can't get off the phone for answering emails and comments, and I don't get stitching done. That's true. That's true. It's a tough life doing these videos, you know. It is. Like this morning I did for the Hardanger Stitch Along, there will be a little bit of a movie of people that sent pictures. Not many people sent pictures, but people that sent pictures. Okay, you do sewing method. Well, hello, Linda. How are you? You're jumping in here at probably what's going to be the end. I'm sorry. My US people, unless you don't mind me taking a little break, and I don't want to eat on the stream, though. I don't like to do that. That's not right. That's not right at all. But I think I am going to have to call it an end because I do need to put something in my stomach before I get too shaky. So with that, my friends, thank you so much for stopping by on my impromptu, unscheduled live video. Was just a spur of the moment thought to jump on and I will do that, Robin. I may be back later if I need company. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So don't be surprised if you see me again today. Yes, Donna, I will see you in 6 more days. We will meet up at our great retreat. I'm so excited. And I will try to come back this evening. Probably maybe 6-ish, around 6 or so for the people on this continent. So, but I'm glad I got to touch base with a lot of you folks across the pond. So until next time, my friends, remember, only rules in cross stitch are the ones you set for yourself. So, love you all. Thanks for stopping by. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I will catch you the next time. So, later, my friends. Love to you all and have a great, wonderful weekend.